Viviana needs our help.
Bust down,
Viviana sent us a DM. Sent us a DM and said, "Hey, Brown Bag, I really need your advice. I'm a single mom raising 3 kids. They're 12, 7, and 3. And my middle child, let's call him Herc, because he loves Hercules.
Cutie.
Herc has had an imaginary friend named Chunga for about a year now. Chunga is a vampire with blue hair and silver eyes that just appeared one day. According to Herc, he stays up at night to make sure everyone is safe."
It's Chunga. I talked to her.
Chunga.
I knew it.
Sorry.
Chunga. Like Chunga.
We said that.
Chunga.
Yeah. I'm like,
Sorry, Chunga.
I knew
Chunga is the protector of our house, and he loves Mexican rice.
Cute.
At first, it seemed harmless and pretty funny because Herc would blame Chunga when he farted and stuff.
Hilarious.
But now, Chunga basically runs our apartment. Viviana said, "It's gotten to the point where I can't serve food without making an extra plate for Chunga, and nobody can eat before Chunga does because he has to taste our food for poison.
That's nice.
If any of the kids go for Chunga's rice or eat first, Herc has a meltdown on the couch. There's even Chunga spot, so nobody can sit in the best seat without a fight.
Oh, no.
The other kids in our building even stop coming over, and they only invite my oldest outside because they're tired of being yelled at for sitting in the wrong place or drinking from Chunga's cup."
I feel attacked.
She said, "It breaks my heart to watch my son get pushed away from real friends because of an imaginary one. At the same time, Chunga does make Herc happy too. Like he sleeps in his own bed better now. Now that he has Chunga to protect them.
Chunga.
Sorry, Chunga.
Chunga.
To protect them.
Herc's having a meltdown right now because you're not saying Chunga's name right.
You said it wrong. And Chunga makes sure Herc brushes his teeth.
That's nice.
When I talk to my parents about it, they make me feel guilty. They say this is happening because Herc doesn't have a dad in his life."
Oh, it got personal.
Thanks a lot. She said, "And I did date someone. That person would call Herc weird and call Changa on purpose." And it was a whole thing.
That's so. Hey, what's your kid's imaginary friend named Changa?
Changa. She said, "I'm just a mess over it. What started off as Herc having a fun playing pretend and helping Herc be more independent, but I guess now it's turned into something that's isolating him, and other people are calling him weird for it. I want to help him, Brown Bag, but I don't know if I'd hurt if I do more harm by playing into the imaginary friend stuff or by telling him to cut out the Chunga stuff. And honestly, you guys are like my imaginary friends, so what should I do?"
I know, BB.
Well, there it
I
is.
will gladly take
Where
your
did he get it
imaginary
from?
friend position.
There it is.
I feel like I
Chunga.
can't go ahead and judge. As the only person in the group that has had an imaginary friend, I feel so judged by this story. Go ahead.
You've had an imaginary friend?
Yes, I have. I've talked to
Yes.
you all the time, and you guys try to make me think it's really a ghost, and it's not. That's totally different. Two totally different things, phenomenons.
Is your imaginary friend in the room with us right now?
No, it was when I was a kid, bro.
Oh, okay.
So you don't understand if you never had one, or you never watched Drop Dead Fred, or you never watched If.
Do you know, or remember when that faded away?
Oh, this is an interrogation on me now. I would like to talk about Chunga, please. Chunga. How do you guys feel about the situation? Baby girl's coming to us, and she's saying, "Look, my kid has an imaginary friend, and it's cute. Like, he blames farts on Chunga."
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
that was
Cute.
me. Yeah,
It was.
yeah, and it's like, oh, Chunga helps him brush his teeth and
that's
sleep
great.
better because Chunga is a protector of the house. A vampire with purple hair
A vampire with purple hair
and silver eyes. Ooh,
Count Dracula.
yeah, just helping, just protecting the house. But also, Chunga he has some demands.
Yeah.
Like, I need that Mexican rice.
I need that rice.
Just
And y'all can't eat until I taste it for poison, all right?
Special
And-
seat in the house too.
That's crazy.
And
The
the
best
the
seat.
worst thing about having an imaginary friend is that clearly it is only your imaginary friend. Everybody else thinks you're crazy, but literally your imaginary friend is telling you, "Hey, they're drinking my cup. They're sitting on me." Like,
Right.
or like you see it, right? So everyone else just thinks you're just this weird kid.
You are.
Like telling other kids, like, "Hey, don't sit there. Or don't drink from this cup."
Yeah.
Or like Chunga has to taste it first.
And I would say kids are harsh. Like they speak their mind.
Yeah,
They're
kids and
very
Greg.
direct. And
Kids and Greg.
so I can
Yeah, so
imagine for someone that doesn't maybe know him and they see him and he's playing with an imaginary friend, they're instantly gonna be like, nah, that kid, I'm staying away from him.
That's
So
weird.
that part sucks, especially with his brother being invited
Yeah.
And not him.
and not
Yes,
him.
there's a very thin line between like quirky and like funny and really weird. You know, and it's like at first I feel like everybody's like, "Oh, that's so cute,
Yeah.
the chunga," but then now it's like, "Oh,
Chunga! You're
Sorry.
doing it on purpose, dog. And I
What?
don't like that you're on behalf of kids with
behalf of her.
imaginary friends. You're doing it on purpose.
Wait, I'm being just
Chunga.
like the stepdad, huh?"
You are. Speaking of the stepdad, when
Oh,
she
yeah.
does, when Viviana went to her family about it, they're like, "Oh yeah, mija, it's because you don't have a dad." And that's like, well, thanks. Like, can't solve that one.
But it makes sense because the
How?
protector of the house
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
The best seat. Who has the best seat in your house? Usually your pops.
Yeah.
Like, that's my seat. Nobody
Yeah.
sit there.
Who
you
eats
know?
first? Usually, wait till dad does or whatever.
Yeah.
Not a patriarchal imaginary friend.
Does he have a construction job too and
Probably.
everything? Or-
Yeah.
Oh, take off his botas. Come on, help him.
Oh, why are we laughing at this little kid? Poor thing.
Yeah, no.
But I guess she's saying like, hey, it's isolating him. Like now, real kids don't want to play with him because of his imaginary friend.
Yeah.
So how do I help him? At one point, it's like if you tell a kid like, and I get it, super like instead of soft parenting, hard parenting, like
Yeah.
it's not real. Get over it.
Yeah.
Go brush your teeth now because get in the real world.
Yeah.
Right? That can also be like, damn, Mom, like now I'm never gonna be creative, or you might be like stopping something from me, right?
Nah.
No, but then also if I go with the okay, like I'll put the cup out for
Exactly.
chunga and the rice out,
Yeah.
then it's like, girl,
Feeding into
like
his delusions.
yeah, like you're also enabling it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's cut in the middle.
Yeah.
I totally and being the single parent that had the boyfriend that was like, hey, where's your weird little kid at?
Hey, where's the little weirdo?
Hey, did I see you on chunga now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's in between that. Like, how do I help him? I don't want to harm him. Like, you care about your kids. The number one rule when it comes to having kids, Greg, that you don't have, so you don't understand, is you care about them. You care about their feelings
If
and
you
their
cared
thoughts.
about them, you'd get rid of their damn imaginary friends.
It's not up to you to get rid of it.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
How is
You
it
couldn't
not?
get rid of my imaginary friend. If my mom or my dad told me to get rid of my imaginary friend, it wouldn't do that.
It's like,
Really?
your friend's walking across the street and gone.
No, because you can't do the imagining.
How come I can't, but they can?
This is my thing. Like,
Uh-huh.
you see it, so
Okay.
there's no way that your mom can tell you, "Hey, your imaginary friend is crossing the street," because it's like, no, this was next to me. Like, you
Okay.
can't
So
do
then-
you can't infiltrate the. There's just it's a thing,
Yeah.
and you don't understand unless you've been there.
Yeah.
And I'm looking through eyes right now
Yeah.
that are judging people with imaginary.
Yes.
For sure.
And I don't like it.
Listen, and
Because
also,
it's weird.
It is weird. It's totally weird, but it
yeah.
happens, and so that's unfair to those of us that are weird.
Yeah, when she says when I did date someone, so I'm wondering if this is also affecting her personal
personal
dating life
Oh, for
because
sure.
people are like, "Yo, she has to deal with the situation with the
Yeah.
kid, chunga." It's like,
Yeah.
nah, this family, I'm out.
Well, honestly,
you know?
like if you had a boyfriend that was clowning your kid, that probably
You
would have been
shouldn't
a
be.
red
That too.
flag. Yeah, like that's why Ruth is like over this phone.
Oh.
True, not true. Like, hey, I hear little jokey jokes of Capri Sun stealing them.
That is true, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the phone lines with it. We got Rosa in West LA, and I'm very thankful for people that have experiences with imaginary friends because only you can really tell us how to maneuver this. All right, Rosa, talk to us. What would you tell
Hi, how are
Viviana
you?
about her kid with an imaginary friend?
Well, I just want to tell her my story. Well, my son, he had two imaginary friends. He started with a friend named Sarah, and we also couldn't sit on the couch or on the chair because Sarah was there. So we would just say, you know what, next time Sarah's there, please let us know before because we don't want to sit on Sarah. And he had an imaginary friend named Rifle. So we just let him have the imaginary friend.
Wait.
Tell us about Rifle.
Hold on.
Yes. he just came up with the name Rifle. I'm like, what? I said, that Rifle is your friend's name? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I mean, we thought it was odd too, but we're like, you know what? Let him be a kid. Let him have his imaginary friends because he didn't have a lot of friends because a lot of kids weren't living around our area. So, but when people would know, they would also think that it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, but that's imagination. Why is it weird? Like sometimes you imagine things and it's fine, you know? So we let him be, and with time it grew out, you know. he stopped thinking about it. And one time it was funny because he was on the floor and like fidgeting, and I said, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Oh, Sarah keeps pushing me." I was like, well, tell her to stop. But it was like little things like that, you know. It's like, kind of cute, like you say. But at the same time, you know, you start worrying a little bit.
Yeah.
But
I'm worried about you and your kid.
No, the worry is natural.
No.
The worry is natural. Sorry, I have just Greg here. He imagines relationships with girls all the time, but cannot manage to figure out imaginary friends.
Hey, you're still
like you imagine they like you, but you can't understand the imaginary friends part. It's a concern, but also you see like, okay, like I'm seeing like this makes him happy. This is creative or things of that nature. I don't know.
Is your kid still weird and has imaginary friends?
Grew out of it, he said.
No, my kid is great, and my kid is thriving. But anyway, I let him be with time. I was thinking for this lady, you know how she said her chunga is a vampire, and vampires don't like to go out during the day. Mm-hmm. So maybe she could tell her son, "You go outside and play because chunga has to stay inside because he is a vampire."
Ooh, genius!
Got you. Like
smart.
go out with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While Chunga stays and protects the house.
With friends because chunga. Yeah, because Chunga can't go outside.
I like
He's
that.
a vampire during the day, and he can only come out during the night.
Yeah,
Yes.
and mommy needs alone time with Chunga. I want to suck your blood. All right, let's go to Eve and Watts. Eve, what's up, Eve?
Eve.
Good morning.
Hi, Eve.
Hi, Eve.
Eve, talk to us. What would you tell Viviana?
I would tell her, first of all, to not let her parents guilt her, because if she's a single mom, I'm pretty sure she's doing one hell of a job. Shout out to all single mommies out there.
Eso.
That's right.
But anyway, I would tell her, I mean, my son, he was growing up with an imaginary friend. He had a friend named Monica. But then we go back and talk about it. He doesn't remember till this day, and he's already 7. But anyway, but to me, it's like he was very possessive of her at first, supposedly. But it turns out my baby did have autism, and I work in that field with autism, so I see it. Kids like that, they tend to get very possessive. And my son, he's high functioning, so it's little things where I'm like, maybe you should get your baby evaluated. And I'm not saying that's her case, but even therapy would help, because I know that helped my son. And at the time, I was going through a separation as well.
So like a life change. I know. The life change is how that like affected.
And in their little heads, they don't know how to process that. They don't know like what it is. So I would feel like not blaming, like not for her to take blame for the separation, because you know, as moms, our happiness comes first. But getting that therapy that the baby needs, like just taking him to a therapist, like so he can share his feelings, and even with therapy, I'll help him like how to like manage his little imaginary friend. And if he does have an imaginary friend, I would say keep it. That's the whole point of childhood. That's his childhood right there. That's his memory right there. And if a kid has an imagination, that's the best childhood they could ever have. And I see it for like, I don't know. I let my kid be a kid, and and imagination is everything for a baby. Like Disneyland, like that's everything is an imagination to them. So
Eve, question: have you ever seen Drop Dead Fred?
No.
Oh no, you should watch it. Watch it with your kid. Drop Dead Fred is about an imaginary friend and how they took the girl to the doctor to get rid of it, and then how the girl was like never the same after that. And I think you did that to your kid.
No, I haven't, but I will.
Watch it. Watch it.
All I heard was
no. Drop Dead Fred is amazing.
It's a great movie.
Especially if you have imaginary friends. There's not too much content for us there.
Yeah.
We don't really feel seen. I know if exists. Let's go to Fernando. Let's do the perspective, right? Because suppose it's not just happening to single moms, y'all. Don't blame it on single moms.
Okay.
I'm here to help them.
Fernando in Garden Grove.
Hey, what's going on? Good morning, brown bag.
Morning.
It happens a lot because one of my sons. I have 4 sons. So one of my sons, the middle one, decided to, I guess not decided, but he ended up with an imaginary friend.
Yeah.
And he'd hang out with him, and he'd go outside and play with him. And my other son, who's a year older than him, would just kind of look at him and just kind of just shrug him off and just be like, all right, you know, just, I guess, handles. And then it'd just be like, oh, okay. So then I'd go outside and play with him and be like, oh, what are we doing? And then he'd be like, oh, I'm over here playing with Tom. And I'm like, oh, okay, Tom. Okay, so, you know, he's a white imaginary friend, I guess.
It's imaginary friend with high credit score.
And then you just got to play along with them. I mean, you got to let their imagination flow. I mean, it's not it doesn't matter whether they're, you know, single parents or not, because at the time, me and their mom were still together.
Is Tom still around?
It's one of The what?
Is Tom still around?
No, my son's turning 13.
Okay.
So he's just like doesn't. And the funny thing is, he doesn't even remember it.
Yeah.
That's
her like it.
That's
I'm with you because if
crazy.
you, thank you, bro. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
I appreciate you, friend.
Thank you, Tom,
like
for being
that.
here.
You can. I can't tell you the day that Sally left.
Okay,
It just,
that was
one
my
day
question.
It just happened.
Yeah, that's what I was
Like
wondering,
Sally was
too.
my imaginary friend. For those listening, yes, I am one with the imaginary community. I probably have to get tested, like baby girl said.
Imaginary community is.
When Sally was, no longer needed, maybe she disappeared.
But I feel like I still need her sometimes. Like that's a lie. I feel like I could have.
Sally, come
that.
back.
It's like a certain
come
point. I feel what everybody's saying. Like you gotta let your kid be a little weird or let them be themselves. But at the same time, you gotta put a stop to it. You notice he said like, oh, he's 13. He doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So it's like I feel like there's like a certain age range where it's like, all right, once you're starting to get into like 10,
Yeah.
11, like let's cut all that stuff
Yeah, but
out.
Herc is 7. And I think
Yeah.
like you, I don't know. I think naturally, like you said, when your kid is ready, lets him go. Like let that be up to your kid. Right?
That sounds
Yeah.
sad.
No, it's not. It is. It's sad because like you wish you had
Right,
imaginary
like,
friend
it's
again
like-
because she was like super tight. But then it's like okay, like life does move on. Maybe I needed her to like develop in some way, like some brain function. I don't know. Maybe I have high functioning autism, like baby girl said. I'll test myself. It might have been that, or maybe I just was extra creative and I was bored.
True.
Would you rather your kid like on YouTube or like on games all day or hanging out with their imaginary friend?
YouTube's a real thing.
Probably neither.
No, that
I
could do
don't
you
know.
harm too, bruh.
YouTube's real though. Like,
Yeah,
that's
but that could do
physically-
you harm.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, I can.
That could do you
Sure,
harm in your
attention
little
span.
brain.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to Raquel. What would you tell Viviana?
Hi. So I have a 3-year-old daughter. Well, she just turned 3. And the last year when she was 2, she just started talking about, oh, my husband. Like, oh, my husband, like, he's here. And so I was really scared because around that time, she started talking to me about people that have passed that she would see.
Okay.
Like, oh, this person said hi, that person said hi. So, and I'm a single mom. So it's just me and her at home. So I was like scared to sleep.
Yeah, like
But
what
I
does
just
this
kept,
mean?
yeah, but I just kept talking to her, and she was like, he helps me. He tells me when to take a shower. He tells me when to eat. He tells me that I have to brush my teeth, all that stuff. So I kind of figured she had questions about her dad, which like he's always been in and out, and then he just disappeared. So I just normalized it. Like, well, not normalized it, but I talked to her
Understood.
about like what she feels and what's going on, and I think it's her trying to process like where is he, but also she sees other kids with people helping their parents. So, like, he would help me wash the dishes. Like, oh, my husband will do the dishes. You don't have to do it. Like, oh, my husband's going to clean.
What's
and,
her
like,
husband's name? Has she given her husband a name?
No, because she was only 2. And
Well,
she
husband's
just
a big
turned 3, so
word.
she
Yeah.
just-
Husband's a big
For a
word.
2-year-old, that's
Yeah.
a big word.
He understands so much. So then I took her to therapy because she's already very sensitive, and she's always understood so much at such a young age.
Yeah.
So the therapist told me she is just everything she can't understand or everything that's hard for her to process or like the feelings that she has towards her dad, she just put it in a person. So I always, yeah, I cried. First I was freaked out, and then I
Yeah.
cried, and then so I tried to help her understand. So I would talk to her, and where's your husband? And she's telling me all these things. But actually now I think she's
And she
understanding
hit you
a
with,
lot
"Where's your
more.
husband, mom?"
I don't know where's
think
yours.
That's subconsciously what she was telling me, like where he at. Like
Yeah, mom. I need help with the dishes, mom.
Story subs at you.
I'm like, how my daughter has a husband, but I can't even get a man.
You can't get a call back. Oh, thank
Damn.
you for sharing your story. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Raquel.
it.
That's so sad.
She has to make them divorce them.
Oh
And that's
my
a
God.
2-year-old. Like,
know.
yeah. Oh my God, my heart.
Damn.
What was I processing? I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not go there.
All right, let's go to Alex in Reno. Okay.
When I was like around the same age, I had a stuffed animal.
Was it like your imaginary friend? Like that's who you? I guess I guess talk to me about it. What's the name? How did it look like? All of that.
I don't remember the name,
Okay.
but it was a stuffed penguin, and I think it was like around the time when Happy Feet came out.
Okay.
And, yeah, and since my siblings are all older than me, they're like almost 10 years older. I didn't have anyone to play with, so I had this penguin, and I would have like imaginary beef with this penguin. So like I would like see him, and all of a sudden I do like the 619 on him or a wrestling move on him.
It's a wrestling move.
That's a childhood right there.
Oh my
Let
god.
it. All right.
Yeah, and I would like talk to this penguin a lot, and then just one day I stopped talking to him, and that was it. I moved on to the next thing.
Do you have it? Do you still have it? The penguin?
No, I lost it. I don't know where it went.
Poor little penguin. That was your torture. Torture you. And you just moved on. It just stopped.
Yeah, it just stopped out of nowhere. I can't tell you like the exact age. It just stopped.
There you go. Shout out that penguin. I want to talk to him.
I feel like
That penguin was abused.
Yeah.
I feel like a stuffed animal maybe feels less strange because at least like
Okay, good.
there's something there where
Okay.
you're like, okay, you're imagining, but like with like invisible.
You had that too?
Because I too had a stuffed
my
animal.
God.
Oh my
I had
god.
one of those.
Leticia.
Yeah, his name's Marshmallow. That was my little homie,
Really?
my little ride or die. He'd always end up on the other side of the room, so I used to think that wow, he walks during nighttime. But it's okay. You said it's fine.
It's fine.
It's normal, right? Yeah, I had the Looney Tune Sylvester, the cat.
Yeah.
I had one of those that I would sleep with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would keep me warm when my parents were fighting.
Oh my god, this is so sad. You slept with Sylvester, with the cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's helpful.
I would put it over my ears when they were yelling at each other. It was
That's
really useful.
so sad.
Yeah,
You
it was
call
really
you
useful.
call it weird. We call it coping. Okay,
Yeah.
it's a lot going on. All right, let's go to Nick and Whittier. So, how would you advise Viviana to best, I guess, handle this?
Yeah, good morning, Brown Bag.
Morning.
So I have a 4-year-old son. He has an imaginary friend, and he lives in 2 households. Him and his mother we're not together. So he's half the time with me, half the time with his mom, and he's the only child. So at mom's house, he has a lot of cousins. I live out here in LA County just for him, right? So it's just me and him when I have him. So we play a lot, or constant play when I'm not working. Luckily, I work from home. I'll take breaks. We'll go outside, play football. He loves sports, but he also has an imaginary friend, and it's as crazy as like we'll be outside playing football, and he'll be like, "Oh, throw it to my friend," and there's no one there, right? So, but it's part
you
of
throw the ball to
parenting.
him?
Yeah,
You throw the ball to nobody?
He participates.
Do they catch
And
it?
it's like
I'm
I'll say
sure
something
you're
like,
the
"Oh, it's a
best
fumble,
dad,
it's a
Nick."
fumble, go get it."
Oh, Butterfingers over there.
That sounds so fun.
So that being said, like, to be honest, no offense to the mother of who called in about this, but it's a little bit of bad parenting if you don't give into it, and I'll tell you why. Because a child's love language is play, and if they are comfortable enough to bring an imaginary friend to you, that means they want to involve you in play. So when my son tells me, "Boppy, come play with me," I hear, "Boppy, come love me," like, so it's I never give in.
I'm gonna cry again, Nick.
So that's
Yes,
You're a good dad, Nick.
you're a
Yeah.
good
You're
dad.
a good
to it. That child is 7 years old. Even if my child was 12 or 13, unfortunately, like, kids are growing up way too fast these days. Like, we need to stop influencing kids growing up fast. Like, if I found a kid when I was a kid, I'm 36 years old. When I was a kid, if I knew a kid that was 16 that had an imaginary friend, like, that was normal back then because of our time.
Normal where?
Déjalo.
No, don't lie.
No, it wasn't.
In the
It
Midwest.
was not.
Nick, go back to how good you parent. Go back to how good you parent.
Yeah. You know you would have beat him up. Oh, you got to measure for.
No, I love it because he's whatever you
I
read.
think it's weird, right?
No, it's good. It's
It's
good.
weird, but at the same time, like, you have to let a kid be kid. You have to let them imagine it. You have to let them grow, and at the same time, the last caller, I think her name was Raquel. You know, her situation sound a little concerning, right? Because based off what the child is saying about their imaginary friend, but at the same time, like, the child is going to imagine their friend based off what they're taught at home. Period. So you got to think about that. You got to think about what you're showing or what you're saying around your kid. Because my son's imaginary friend plays. He's playing football. He's playing baseball.
Okay, not us
Does
competing for
does-
imaginary. My son's imaginary friend could have went pro.
They're gonna imagine their friend based off what's taught at home.
Things that they know.
You know, it's the same thing when my son plays with his toys alone, and he makes up dialogue. It's the same exact thing, and you can't. You can't allow. You gotta allow that. You know.
I appreciate that, Nick. I appreciate you calling in, and I love that like that kids' love languages play. I'm sure somewhere your ex is like, oh, now he knows love language. Yeah. Put it with me. This is why we're not in the same home. But I know
they're lost. They're lost.
Oh my gosh, Nick, hold on the line. We're gonna get
Nick
you for a homie hookup
friend.
line.
Wow.
Nick still has an imaginary friend.
Yeah, I mean, look, great dad. I disagree with the 16 or even 12, 13.
I never saw that.
That's where I draw the line.
To each their own. That's his experience. He knew the fool that was 16 that had an imaginary friend. Okay.
Because also, I understand completely. You gotta let them imagine his words. But also, it's like
you caught that?
What?
No, Vic, you need to chill out.
What?
He's
calling him out. It gets to that point where real kids will make fun of his kid and lower their self-esteem.
But real kids are mean too.
I know, but that's
real
why
kids are mean.
That's why you have to shield them, not shield them, but prepare them and not let them do certain things, right? Like, for example, my son, he's going to Comic-Con this weekend, right? And he's really excited, and he's like, Dad, can I please go buy a costume because I want to do cosplay?
Ooh, how'd you handle that?
I said, we're not doing cosplay.
So you're the bully.
I'm sorry. I was like, I'm sorry. You're bully. I don't want. No, this is what I told him. I said, I don't want kids to make fun of you.
Yeah.
Because of that. And I said, you can wear that. I'll buy it for you. You can wear it on
about
Halloween.
others, and for him, he feels like, all right, you're not letting me be myself.
Yeah. But he doesn't understand I'm protecting him.
And you don't understand
that
you're costing him. Or you can make him feel confident in what he wears.
Wants to do.
No, because he's not going to be the cosplay kid. Because what does he want to dress? He wants to be a kid from One Piece. It's like a little anime character.
That's fine.
No, it's not.
Look, maybe get a merch.
Yeah, I told him. I said, I'll buy you a shirt. I said, I'll buy you a shirt, whatever you want. But you're not going to be full on in the costume.
He wants
and why not, Dad? Because you told him no. And because you told him no, he's going to grow up and be a furry.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No. You're gonna. My dad banned hip hop from me, and now what do I do?
Yeah.
No, that's not.
Just saying.
That's not what's happening.
My mom banned me from partying and stuff, and I went ham.
You went ham. Just saying.
Nah.
I can't wait for all the future cosplay costumes
Hell
from
no.
Little Vic.
My parents all hate tattoos.
Look at that.
Covered in
Look
tattoos.
at that guy.
No.
All right. Well, let's
My
go
son
from
will not be a furry.
I just want to say that at a certain age, I think for sure imaginary friends is not a good idea. I don't know how you approach it, but can you imagine a 12-year-old leaving middle school at a bus stop talking to his imaginary friend? They're gonna be like, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it seems a lot of the parents have taken into account that this may not seem normal to other people, so they've sought help. It seems.
Yeah.
They've sought that stuff, and that's helped them. And I haven't heard someone be like, "Yeah, my kid is 17 and has an imaginary." So let's also not just go on that example that Nick gave, and Nick
that was just
crazy.
one.
Nick fumbled. Nick fumbled like the imaginary friend did. All right. So I think it's just that part of it. All right. But let's go to Jessica in Houston. Talk to us, baby girl.
Hey, Bag. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It didn't happen to me, but I had my little sister. Me and her are 4 years apart. Now, between us and our cousins, she was kind of the only one her age at that point.
Okay.
And so she had her own little imaginary friend, which now that we think about it, it might have been a little demon because of what she was trying to do. Because this imaginary friend, at some point, it was cool, they'd run around the apartment, whatever. But at one point, my cousin was babysitting my sister, and all of a sudden, she does not see her. She's just like, what the heck is going on? She's looking around, she's looking in the closet, she's looking under all this crap. And my sister is outside by the community pool about to jump in. And my cousin runs to her and she's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, I forgot her imaginary friend's name, but she's like, "So-and-so is telling me to jump in." And she's like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, we want to go swimming." And we're like, "Why?" And she's like, "No, we just want to go swimming." Mind you, it's 8 o'clock in the morning and it's cold out. And she's like, "Oh, we just want to go swimming." Well, she was like, "We just want to go swimming." And she's like, "No,
Whoa.
The little.
That was she's back.
Chill. Leticia, then what is it? Do anything.
No, but you didn't even touch
touched the board.
She was calling from Houston. Her phone probably died. All of that.
Phone's in the water.
I don't know. It's a red state. Maybe that.
Oh, my
Any
Lord.
theory. Any theory.
Demons can
Padre
be
nos-
red.
Why
Padre
does it
nuestro que
have
estás
to
en
be
cielo,
that?
santificado
Why
tu
does it
nombre.
have to be that?
All the calls were perfectly fine until
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
She
that
said a
was
demon.
weird.
That was
She
crazy.
called upon the demon.
I don't even want to say the word anymore.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
That they hit the button.
Can we?
Okay,
Yeah, can we get out of this?
that's it. Thank you so much. Todo respeto. Everybody have your friends. Do what you
Bye,
can
guys.
with it. Love you so much.
The Homie Helpline.